Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of Elevate with Erica. I'm your host, Erica, and I am feeling super saucy today, so buckle up. First of all, I have to say, I'm not recording in my tiny little closet like I usually do, so I'm sorry if it sounds a little bit different. But it's gorgeous outside, and I just felt like I had to pour this out while I was sitting in my beautiful sunroom with the windows up. So that's my fountain that you may hear in our pond. I'm not using the bathroom, and my little boys are not using the bathroom. And you may hear some birds chirping because that's just the environment today. The way to do. If you've told yourself, oh, it just comes naturally to her. She's just athletic. She probably has always been in shape. That's your problem, not mine. It's not my responsibility to fix the image of me that you have created in your head. If you have a favorite filter, girl, use it. Don't let anybody tell you what you should do. You want to have purple butterflies flying around your head while you talk? You pick that filter, girl. Go on ahead. I ain't judging. And that sun and tan filter, who doesn't want to be more tan? And why is that a bad thing? The real problem is two things. One, people actually compare their behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. And two, they tell themselves the highlight reel is real because it keeps them from the realization that they just aren't working as hard as you are. Now let's break that down. What's something you hear a lot when people hear a marriage is ending? Oh, I thought they were so perfect together. They seemed like everything was fine. I didn't know they were having problems. Right? That's because you don't know what happens behind closed doors. And that goes for every single person in this world. You don't know who anybody really is unless you live with them. And hell, sometimes then you still don't even know, right? I've watched enough crime documentaries to know that. Susan doesn't even know her husband's been burying women in their backyard after 30 years of marriage. Am I right? So why am I telling you this? Because the sooner you accept that no one is actually as perfect as we think they are, as we tell ourselves they are, the sooner you can stop thinking they are any better than you. No one is cooler than you, sister. How do I know that? Because you're the only you. That's your superpower. No one can be you better than you. It's like that saying, the sun and the moon do not compete. They just each shine in their own time. Bloom where you are. Shine where you are. Stand in your power. You are the best you there ever was. When you do you and live out all your gifts, you will attract everyone and everything that was meant to be in your life. Now look, it's easier to look at someone's life and just say, they got lucky, right? Because if not for luck, it would mean they actually worked for it. And you don't want to admit that because it's something you want. And so that would mean you have to work for it too. So instead, you just compare and state all the reasons you've decided why they have whatever it is and you don't. And that comparison can put us in a super ugly place of insecurity too, right? Insecurity ain't cute on nobody. We say things like, oh, they have family money. She only got that job because of who she knows. She doesn't have any kids, so of course she can work out. His parents could afford that good college, so that's why he has a good job. Come on, man. I always love those NFL skits, sorry. Come on, man. Stop comparing yourself so it gives you permission to play small. How someone got to where they got in their life is none of your damn business. Put that energy towards making your own way. I hear all the time about my workouts. Oh, I'm not coordinated. I can't dance. I don't have weights. I have bad knees. I'm overweight. And I'm like, okay, so you want to be healthier, but it's not in the cards for you because you have bad knees? Because you didn't come out of the womb curling 20s? And you've told yourself that I did? Come on, man. There's women in my group battling MS, hyperthyroidism, intestinal issues. My mom struggles with an old injury to her elbow, so she can't even bend her arm fully, but they are all still showing up. And why? Why are they different than the one telling me they don't have any weights? That they aren't athletic? Because they aren't trying to show up like me. Or show up like D in my group, who is a machine. Or like Miranda, who lifts heavy AF. They are just trying to be their best self. They are comparing themselves to one person, who they were yesterday. They haven't created some BS reality in their head that this comes easier to anyone else. They know it takes work. Some people have to work a little harder, sure. But we can all have what we want if we are willing to work for it. We all show up differently. Our journeys will all look different. And we will all get there on our own time, but we will all get there when we are meant to. We all have problems. Some of us are in debt, miserable in our relationships, struggling to hold our families together. Some of us eat in our sleep, for God's sakes. Thank God I don't have that issue. My ass would be entirely made up of chips and dip. Some of us have put this image out there that we have it all together, but our home is a damn wreck. Some of us have seemingly perfect jobs, but we're freaking miserable in them. Some of us put on this smile for everyone, and inside our head we are battling all kinds of demons, right? Now, some comparison can be healthy. If you're using someone else as a metric for where you want to be, that's fine. If that comparison is inspiring you to freaking work for it because someone else has it and you want it, then do it, girl. Like I've said a few times, that's the gift we all have to give one another. We can inspire each other to do great things. But we can't inspire each other if you've robbed the world of who you are and of the gifts you were given because you have disqualified yourself by comparing your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 22. When you compare yourself to someone else and create excuses for why someone has those things and you never will, you are robbing the world of what you could bring to the table. You are robbing the world of your spin on whatever it is. When I felt it on my heart initially to create a podcast, I thought, man, that would be cool. But Keisha, Trent Shelton, Angie Lee, Lori Harder, Jasmine Starr, Melanie Mitro, they all already do it. They are so good at it. Forget the fact that they are 100+ episodes in. At first, I just told myself, I can't compete with that. I listen to them every week. I know how good they are. Nobody needs to hear me say the same things they are saying. There's that comparison thing, stealing my joy, right? Heavy is the weight of comparison, and damn if it didn't almost block this dream of mine. But one day I just had the realization that, you know what? No one will do it like me. I listen to all these different podcasts and the topic can be the same, but some I play for like 2 minutes and I'm like, nope, she ain't talking to me. But guess what? They have a successful podcast because they aren't trying to speak to everyone. They are trying to speak to their people. And why would I rob the world of who I am, what I was put here to do, what my gifts are? My little old podcast with 5 episodes could cause just one person to go after their dream or to start working out or to be boldly and proudly who they are. I'm trying to be the best me, not the best podcaster. Now be the best you. And you know what? Maybe in that process, you'll inspire someone else to be their best selves too. You decide to start working out despite having 100 pounds to lose. Maybe you'll inspire a friend to do the same. You decide to go back to school at age 60 and start a new career doing something that makes you happy. Maybe you could inspire someone else to do the same. You decide to start fitness coaching despite there being thousands of others in the industry. Maybe there's people out there who need to see you doing the workouts and you building the business from home because they see themselves in you. They don't see it in that top 10 coach. They see themselves in you. And if you can do it, they can do it too. You can change a life. That's how we can all make an impact, by being who we are, showing our light to the world, not comparing the brightness of our light to anyone else's. Every minute you spend wishing you had someone else's life is a minute spent wasting yours. Are you ready to let go of the weight of comparison with me? Right now, today. We are going to cheers on it, sister. So grab that bottle of water, that cup of coffee, that cold beer, or that glass of wine and say this with me. Cheers to not being distracted by comparison, but instead captivated by our own purpose. Until next episode, friends. E.